Manchester City face £31 million transfer irony. Amid unlikely World Cup dream, Nico O'Reilly enjoyed an excellent England debut against Serbia on Thursday night, and the Manchester City star is now in with a chance of making the World Cup squad. A year ago this week, Nico O'Reilly played in midfield as Manchester City under-21s were beaten 5-0 by Lincoln City in the EFL Trophy at Sincil Bank in front of a crowd of 3,055 people. Just 366 days after that chastening night, O'Reilly was making his England debut at left-back. It has been some year for the City Academy graduate, whose attention has switched from the EFL Trophy to making the Three Lions World Cup squad, and maybe even forcing his way into Thomas Tuchel's starting Sonnekeins. Speaking to ITV after a composed debut against Serbia on Thursday night, O'Reilly accepted the reality that left-back is now his position. The 20-year-old has long eyed a career in midfield, but when you're excelling in a different role for coaches of the caliber of Pep Guardiola and Tuchel, it might be best to accept their plans. Yeah, at the minute, O'Reilly said, when asked if he was a left-back. It's where I've been playing a lot. I think I've been dominating that position at my club. I'd say so, at the minute. As Tuchel said after the game, O'Reilly is a shy and reserved character, and when he said he was dominating that position at his club, he might not have meant it to sound as bombastic as it did. But then it is true. O'Reilly has started 7 of City's last 8 Premier League games at left-back and has begun 3 of their 4 Champions League fixtures in the same position. On Sunday, Guardiola was raving about his performance against Mohamed Salah. He had actually started this season with a couple of midfield cameos off the bench, only for £31 million summer signing Rayan Aït-Nouri to pick up a hamstring injury at the end of August. O'Reilly has locked the position down since then, and Aït-Nouri was unconvincing when handed a start against Swansea in the Carabao Cup recently. There is certainly an irony to the fact that City have spent years looking for a specialist left-back, only to sign one, and then find they probably didn't need him after all. Aït-Nouri will likely come good, but right now, his path back into the team is blocked by the imposing academy ace playing in front of him. O'Reilly's England debut was just his 34th senior career appearance, and even if he harbours ambitions of one day heading back into midfield, he will realise that his route to games for City and into the England squad for next summer is at left-back. Nico had a fantastic debut today. He is a very calm person, Tuchel said. He seems to be very shy, he doesn't speak a lot, but he is very intelligent on the pitch and adapted so well to all the new things we demand from him. So, well done. O'Reilly was confident enough after his debut to speak about his ambition of going to the World Cup, a target that looked unthinkable just a year ago. It is an aim for me to try to get to the World Cup, he said. There's huge competition, but I have got to just keep working hard, game by game and day by day. England aren't overflowing with left-back options. Miles Lewis-Skelly looked to be in pole position, but now can't get in the Arsenal team. DJ Spence and Tino Livramento have played there, but are natural right-backs. That is leaving the door ajar for O'Reilly, who might be about to find that he is first-choice left-back for Manchester City in England, despite being a midfielder. Manchester City stars dragged away from fans in ugly scenes as ex-Chelsea ace forced to intervene. Manchester City stars Ruben Dias and Bernardo Silva suffered defeat with Portugal against Ireland on Thursday night. Manchester City stars Ruben Dias and Bernardo Silva had to be dragged away from fans after an argument with supporters following Portugal's dismal 2-0 defeat against the Republic of Ireland on Thursday night. Group F in the UEFA World Cup qualifiers is extremely tight, with 5 games played. Portugal still top the standings, despite the defeat in Dublin, with 10 points to their name. However, Hungary are right behind them on 8. Closely followed by a buoyed Ireland side on 7 points. Roberto Martinez's men face bottom of the group Armenia on Sunday, as they hope to qualify for next summer's World Cup automatically. However, should they lose to Armenia and Hungary beat Ireland, they will be forced to go through the playoffs. Portugal could have wrapped up their qualification at the Aviva Stadium on Thursday, but Troy Parrott gave the hosts a comfortable 2-goal lead in the first half before Cristiano Ronaldo was shown a straight red card in the second for an apparent elbow on Ireland defender Nathan Collins. After the full-time whistle, in a clip shared by Portuguese outlet Record, Dias and Silva can be seen engaging in a heated exchange with supporters in the away end. The pair appeared the most agitated as former Chelsea star João Felix attempted to hold the latter back before Silva freed himself to confront someone in the crowd. This came after Dias appeared to clash with the same supporter, and in another angle shared by CNN Portugal, Silva can be seen storming away as his teammates attempt to defuse the situation before making their way off the pitch themselves. Dias and Silva have been key players for Man City and Pep Guardiola this season, each starting the majority of Premier League games so far. Both lined up in the 3-0 thumping of Liverpool prior to the international break, which put City within 3 points of league leaders Arsenal. Later this month, Guardiola's side returned to action with a tricky away test at Newcastle United in the league before they host Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. A few days later, City are currently fourth in the league phase standings of the European competition with 10 points, having won 3 and drawn 1 of their 4 games so far. Manchester City player ratings of the season so far, with 3 9 out of 10s and 1 4 out of 10. Manchester City are enjoying an excellent start to the season, and after 17 games in all competitions, the ratings for the players so far reflect that. Manchester City were 13th in the Premier League table during the September international break, 5th in October, and now sit second as the domestic action takes a breather in November. Their rise has been a story of steady improvement over 17 games in all competitions. 3 of those have ended in defeat, but only 1 has come in the previous 14 games. They recovered from that loss at Aston Villa to record 4 successive wins in all competitions, and a 3-0 win against Liverpool last weekend was the statement result and performance that proved Pep Guardiola's side are well and truly back. With the action coming thick and fast when the Premier League resumes, this is how the players have rated so far this season Gianluigi Donnarumma. First hint of a mistake came against Bournemouth when his failure to deal with a corner led to a goal, but he felt he was fouled as the ball came into the box. Wasn't the most convincing moment, but other than that, has been outstanding, and his presence and command of his area is proving vital in a season where set pieces are playing such a big part. James Trafford. Good performance at Swansea is all he can do. Hasn't been involved in a Premier League game since August 31st, and difficult to see when that changes. Doing his job when called upon, however, which is what City need. 7. Rico Lewis. Has clearly lost the right-back battle to Núñez for the biggest games, has managed to get the odd start in midfield, and was excellent against Villarreal, but it didn't lead to any further action there. Matheus Núñez. When Lewis started the first 2 Premier League games, it didn't bode well for Núñez, but his response has been outstanding. A threat in the final third, but his defensive work has come on leaps and bounds. 8. Abdulkadir Kusanov. Looked like being Núñez's biggest challenger at right-back after a run of starts in September, but injury checked his momentum, and he was poor against Swansea. 6. John Stones. Is managing to stay fit, which after the last couple of seasons is half the battle. Playing very well when he does play, and making a case for getting a new contract, but finding it difficult to disrupt the Dias-Gvardiol axis. Ruben Dias has got better and better since the arrival of Donnarumma, and looks to relish playing in front of another big character. Looks like he's back to the domineering defender City had come to expect Josko Gvardiol. Has had the odd wobble this season, but established as that left-sided centre-back now for the biggest games, and his form has been steadier of late. 7. Nathan Ake. Given the chance to impress as captain in that Carabao Cup win at Swansea, but didn't show what was required. Looks a long way short of being involved in the biggest games. Nico O'Reilly. Pocketing Salah might well be the highlight of a season that has seen him in successive England squads. Used as a midfield sub in August, he is now the first choice left-back, has pace and power, as well as game intelligence, and his defending is improving all the time. Ryan Ait-Nouri. O'Reilly has taken advantage of Ait-Nouri's issues, sidelined by a hamstring problem at the end of August, and taken longer than expected to get back fully fit. Performance at Swansea was a disappointment, and looks consigned to the bench now. Manchester City midfielder Tijani Reinders has opened up on Pep Guardiola's decision to drop him for the crunch clash against Liverpool, insisting he has been spoiled in recent years and has no complaints about spending time on the bench. The Dutchman, who arrived from AC Milan in the summer, maintained he is fully committed to adapting to life at City. Despite the temporary setback, Reinders arrived at Manchester City in the summer with major expectations, stepping into a midfield that was undergoing a significant evolution after the departure of Kevin De Bruyne. He made an immediate impression, delivering goals and assists during the early months of the season and quickly becoming a trusted option for Guardiola across multiple competitions. However, Reinders has experienced his first real setback as a City player in recent weeks after dropping to the bench for consecutive Premier League fixtures. Both the match against Bournemouth and the headline clash against Liverpool saw him omitted from the starting 11 despite being in solid form. It marked an unfamiliar moment for the midfielder, who was rarely left out during his 2-year spell at AC Milan. Even so, there was no sign of frustration from the Dutchman, who instead took the opportunity to emphasise the competitive environment he has joined. With City's midfield stacked with elite talent, rotation is inevitable, particularly during busy spells of the season. Reinders has stressed that he understands the decision and remains focused on contributing whenever called upon. Reinders insisted there was no frustration on his part, stressing that he is enjoying life at Manchester City and fully understands the demands of playing under Pep Guardiola. "It's great. The Premier League I still enjoy every day at Manchester City. There's a lot to consider in training, how we prepare tactically